Yo, what is going on, guys? The boss is back. In Cloud Radia's dragons are the strongest troops we got. I think we can agree on that, and normally when a good player attacks with all of his power, it's very likely that the base damage gets at least close to a 3-star. That's a problem, right? Because no matter how good your base is and how often you change it, it is always the same result. So I thought for myself, okay, I'm currently above 3500 Valor and I get only attacked by the strongest players in Cloud Raiders who make it that high. So why not make them struggle really hard when they're attacking me with them? For that I've developed 2 anti-dragon bases and we're gonna see some replays about them. So today's video will be a little bit longer because we got so much to talk about when it comes to an effective dragon base. Also, to make it a lot harder for them, I've activated in 2 of the fights the gunpowder overload and the diamond gears. In addition, you're gonna see the obsidian nails being activated, but I just use them to keep away the ground attacks so that we can focus more on air defenses. So let's check out my first layout, which was actually more a draft version to see if my strategy is working or not. But it was pretty successful and that's why I'm gonna show it to you. It's a base design with 2 entrances and there I'm having a minefield out of traps to kill some of the approaching troops already in the early stages. Also, there are some other key factors which are gonna help us against dragons, but we're gonna talk about that in the fights. Based on the results of the first version, I then improved my base layout and came up with this one. So that's the second layout we're gonna be seeing today, but I just made some adjustments to it to make it even more effective as the previous one. Alright, now let's start with the first draft version where no buffs except for the obsidian nails were activated, which of course don't make a difference when somebody attacks with dragons. Here we got Seafox from the clan Hellborn with the first dragon army of the day, and he went for the left side with in total 6 dragons and planned to use the command flag to take down my stronghold, which is a common strategy, but that's not gonna work out that simple this time. So these dragons will eventually fly over my minefield of air mines, and this means he's suffering huge losses, and in the end only 1 dragon was secured by the fog barrel, but only 1 more shot of the sky harpoon would have killed it, so he definitely underestimated my base, which is why he's having serious problems at this point. 1 dragon whose attacking power is decreased by a fog barrel is not enough to take it down in time, and the berserk barrel is also not gonna help that much before the effect of the fog barrel expires. That's why he needed another one to make sure that he'll be able to do some more damage. However, as the fog vanished, another trap blows that dragon into dust, and at this point we only got 2% damage on our base. Even though the stronghold was about to be destroyed, so far that's an amazing result. To win this fight now, our opponent is gonna use the rest of his dragons, including 1 extra clan dragon. I guess he simply wanted to get at least 1 star here, which is why we're facing now a dragon army supported by a 5-star ranger potion, which increases their range by 100%. And the second command flag, which unfortunately is the reason why he destroyed my stronghold. Now I got a tip for you. Have a look at the positioning of my resource bunkers, which are covering my sky harpoons. Through that the dragons have first to destroy them before they get to finish their major threat in our defense, and that gives us a lot of time to kill them, but we're gonna see a better example about that in another fight. Right, the archer didn't cause much more damage, so this fight ends here with just 21% damage, and when we consider the effort this guy put into this battle, with 2 command flags, 13 dragons and 1 ranger potion, that's an impressive result. But now let's have a look at another fight, where I also got the gunpowder overload and the diamond gears activated. Next player comes from a clan called Suicide Squad, I'm sure that's the meaning of it in English, and he attacked from the top right with his dragons. In this fight always have an eye on the right side, which shows you when he's using a battle spell, because he was spamming those ones in this battle. So he already used his command flag like the previous player, and as a consequence the dragons triggered a couple of traps, and it's just ridiculous to see that his whole army lost half of their health due to the effect of the diamond gears. I think he didn't see that coming. Anyways, the healing barrel helped to recover that, and we also have to deal with the gravity battery, which slows down our towers. Then of course the fog barrels are also preventing my towers to shoot at the dragons, which is why he's gonna get here the first star, but things don't look that bad. We only got 36% damage at this point, and in the meantime this guy is just clicking on that battle barrel to throw out his buffs, and he shouldn't have that many barrels left, so that's good for us as well. I think now you understand, when you activate the gunpowder overload and the diamond gears, players struggle to fight back effectively, and that's basically one of the keys to beat a dragon army, or at least to make it extremely hard. Keep in mind we're fighting here against very good players who have a lot of experience and know how to improvise in fights. Now he attempts to get over the 50% damage mark with his marauder and the cannoneers, and as there are just a few towers left we can't do anything about it, but the cannoneers go down due to a trap. and also the Marauder gets killed. This means we got here 45% damage, but as his last reserve he used here a dragon, and all of the buildings are standing so far away from the sky harpoons that he had no problems to get all the percentages he still needed to 2-star me. As soon as the dragons reach then the cloud silo, the sky harpoons hunt it down, and this fight ends with 52% damage, which is also extremely satisfying for me when having a look at the battle summary. 13 dragons and a few other troops, 6 barrels, 1 command flag which is not shown here, I don't know why, 2 fireburst potions, 2 pumpkin potions and 2 gravity batteries were just enough to get 2 stars here in the end. So that was my first draft for such a base, and now let's have a look at the second base and how that one performed in comparison to this one. Here comes Love, another player from the clan Hellborn with his dragon army, and as soon he deployed his dragons, my dragon airmine trap took down 2 of them right in the first second, which is a good start because he has less attacking power through that for the rest of the fight. Now the second airmine trap takes down 1 more of them, so I'm placing my traps further on the outside of the base to, so to speak, extinguish the fire before it actually can start. Unfortunately, that's quite risky because when a player attacks from the other side of the base, those traps will blow up when the majority of my layout is already being destroyed if he makes it that far. However, in this fight everything worked out well, we got here already an advantage, but again we'll lose that stronghold, which is a usual thing to have. Keep in mind, this fight is again without any buffs, and the next one will be again with buffs. Here you could see again why it is important to place your sky harpoons behind the buildings with big health, because then it simply takes longer for the dragons to take them out. And that is the reason why 2 of them survived and were able to take out the rest of the dragons easily. Therefore, if you build a base and want to make it stronger against dragons, place them in a similar way and you'll see that it will make your life a lot easier. Even though he was using some archers in the end, this fight is over with the damage count below 50%, although we had to fight against 13 dragons also in this match. Alright, now we can go on to the last battle, where we're gonna use again buffs to make it a spectacular fight. The last fighter of today is RU007, and this guy unfortunately did perform really good, I have to admit that. So his strength split up to attack from the top and the bottom, and that's a problem for my base because, as I told you, I don't have a lot of traps standing at the top of my base where the dragons can do easily a lot of damage, while those at the bottom will get decimated over time by all of the traps. So while we enjoy the destruction of my base, let me talk a little bit more about it. So the placement of the traps is actually based on speculation. Since dragons are so strong, I either want to kill most of them in the early stages or accept that I will get a lot of damage on this base layout. That's the reason why I've placed a lot of traps just on one side. Normally the problem then would have been that it is a 50-50% chance if the enemy is gonna attack from the bottom or the top. But that's also not good, because that would mean that I would perform very bad every 2 fights basically. The solution for me, which also worked out perfect for now, is to design the top more threatful. That means I got there the cloud funnel at the top and another troop bunker to make that side to appear a lot stronger. Also, there are a lot of flags and other objects, which makes it look more confusing. So to sum up, I actually attempted to see through the attacker's minds and then tried to adjust my base in a way that it works very efficient against them, and for now I'm quite happy with the results. Now back to the fight, and here we have still below 50% damage. Unfortunately though, he got still a couple of clan troops left, and the gravity battery was placed also very good, so that my cannon was not able to kill those archers fast enough. Then the cannoneers on the right side are also able to take down the cannon, which gives this guy the last percentages needed to double star me with just 51%, which is extremely close. Still, we need to acknowledge that the diamond gears and the gunpowder overload have been activated, and we've seen already which impressive impact they can have. So this player really did a good job fighting me here. So to wrap it up, think about the positioning of your sky harpoons very carefully and place them close to a lot of buildings so that they're not getting taken out very fast. That's really important. Also, don't forget the traps, they also play a major role, and if they are placed on the right position, they can make a hell of a difference. Unfortunately, I couldn't show you a win here, although it was often very close, but even with those strong buffs, that was not possible. That means for now, there is no real solution to the dragon problem, but the least we can do is to limit the damage or at least prevent the second star, which is already a great accomplishment in my opinion against strong players. However, I need to mention I didn't include fights where players used the Ranger potion and the Dwarf Saboteurs in the video, simply because these combinations are too powerful and there is simply no way to survive such an attack yet. Maybe with an increase in the defensive buffs that might be possible if the developers release such an update, but other than that, it's not. Alright, here we are again at the end of this video. If you want to see more about dragons and how I'm performing with them, you can watch a comparison with Cannoneers, where I had a look at which troop type is the better one to use and where I also explain why. More videos are about to come with some more content, so stay tuned. I appreciate every feedback, so I'm happy about every comment. And yeah, this is it from me. Have a great raid. Peace out.